Hi, it's Claire back with another art journal video. So I created this page in my Dylusions journal a while ago and it created quite a buzz on Instagram, which I was very surprised about. So I decided I would get it ready, get it uploaded to YouTube quickly. So I found an image that I liked that I thought I would be able to use, and basically what I'm going to do is use from her waist upwards and then create a skirt for her, a great big over the top skirt in rainbow colours. It's got to be, hasn't it? This is me. It's going to be rainbow colours. So I'm just cutting her out and then just sort of working out whether it was going to work or not. Just using these rainbow colours that I'd collected from a magazine. I think it was from the National Trust, which is a magazine that we have in the UK. I found this page and I've been keeping it for ages. Wasn't sure what I was going to do with it, but it was perfect for this. I'm also going to add to it with other magazine page colours as well. So then I just chop off the lower part of her body. Sounds a bit brutal, sorry. And then I'm just adding some sterling to the background. This is one of Dina Wakley's paints. It's lovely and shiny. It covers really nicely. This page had no gesso on at all. I just went straight in with the paint. Wasn't really worried about gesso because I wanted the paint to cover the whole page. And then I gave this first layer a good dry. And then I went in and added a little bit more as well, just to make sure it had covered really nicely. Then I did a little bit of stenciling over the top, and I used, I think it was, let me have a look, umber, just a little bit over the top with a lovely text stencil, and some mineral as well with this lovely circle stencil. I think it might be a Dylusions one, but I'm not sure. I only wanted a little bit of subtle stenciling in the background. And then she's going to get stuck down. And I'm going to start creating the skirt. I'm going to use gel matte medium to stick the pieces of magazine collage down. I'm just lifting that arm. I do end up chopping her arm off as well, some of her arm. Oh dear. Then I'm just selecting some colours from this little pocket that I've got of magazine pages that I've collected. All the reds I could find and oranges, etc. So then I'm just arranging them. I'm looking for a mixture of plain colours and ones that have got a bit of pattern on, just to mix it up a bit. And I'm going to create like almost a massive triangle shape on the bottom of her body using the colours. I've just lifted the bottom part of her body up that I'd stuck down, just so that I can tuck the top part of the skirt underneath her waist, and then when I've finished I can pull that back down and stick it over the top, so just so it looks a little bit tidier. It's starting to take shape. Sometimes you just know when it's going to work, don't you? And sometimes you know when it's not going to work as well. But this was one of those times where it started to go well. I'm taking the skirt right down to the very, very bottom of the page, trying to fill in all the little gaps. My fingers were beginning to get quite sticky by this point. Then I just found some more pinks that I could add to this right hand side of the skirt and put the rest of the bits away. I actually find that once I've got rid of all the people images out of the magazines that I've got in my stash, I then rip them up and put them into colours and patterns and textures and put them in little Polly Pockets, and then they seem to take up less space than chunky magazines. It works quite well. So I'm just finishing off this right hand side of her skirt, adding some more colours at that side. You can see I'm using different patterns and textures and colours, shades of colour. And there we go, then I stick the waist down, but then that hand on the left hand side looks a little bit odd, doesn't it? I do end up chopping it off so it looks like she's got her hand behind her skirt. So I gave it a really good dry. It was quite soggy with all the matte medium that was on there. And there was a little bit up there that just didn't look quite right. I just poked it out using a craft knife. And then it was time for the quote. Then using a white Posca pen, I just added a few dots here and there on the skirt. I had also added a little bit of text stamping, which doesn't show up very well on the video, but it is there just a little bit in the background. I put some on the skirt and some onto the silver background. And you might notice I've also added a border around the page. I did that using some washi tape. Then I decided I was going to go over the writing using a white gel pen. On the video it makes it disappear, but when you see the page in real life it still shows up enough, but without it being the main focal point of the page. Then I just did some scribbly circles on the page as well, just to break up the background that was left. And that was it. I was really pleased with how this page turned out. It was actually quite an easy page to do. So I hope you like it. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Thank you very much for watching.